All right, today we're going to be breaking down what the heck is wrong with your glutes. Why are they not progressing? Why are they not glowing? Why do you feel like you have been working endlessly on them, but no progress is happening? I'm going to take 5 points that I want to bring up today. 5 fixes to get your glutes exactly where you want them. These are real proven concepts, the stuff that I use with my clients, my NPC, my IFBB, bikini pros, my fit model clients, my wellness athletes, all of them out there. And I'm going to make this applicable to any of you watching their competitors, but also any of you that are not, that just want to have better glute growth, okay? And that's what we're going to talk about today, the 5 fixes, the things I've seen that actually work. And by the way, this weekend, we have an exclusive special offer for Booty Blueprint with Corset Core bonus. One time only, it's only running right now, so make sure you hit that link and check that out. All right, let's get down to it. So first thing that I see wrong all the time is your volume is in totally the wrong place, okay? The amount of people I've worked with over the years, they come, they train, and they say, wow, your workouts have a lot more volume. This is not what I'm used to. I thought I was only supposed to be doing 3-4 exercises, blah, blah, blah. And that's exactly why you have been living in Flatasville, okay? Like you're not making the glute gains. You're not growing because you're not doing enough. Most people spend more time sitting on their glutes than they do training them. And that tends to be one of the biggest problems. So generally what I find, is that people are making one of 2 mistakes. You're either going to the gym and you're training your glutes every single day, no time for recovery. It's not going to help, not going to grow, or you're underdoing it severely. You train glutes once a week and you do 3-4 exercises and you think that's enough because you don't want to overtrain. Well, you're undertraining at that point, right? So the key for glutes is hitting volume. It's making sure that you're training them appropriately in frequency and obviously in session, getting the work done, right? So you want to make sure that you have enough of that. For most of my clients, this is really going to be 3 times a week. If you're a lifestyle person and you don't have competition goals, then sure, maybe you can get away with 2. But most women that want to have, glute density, glute shape that is there and you're proud of, you're going to want to be training them 3 times a week minimum. And that's really what it is. And you don't want to baby those sessions. You really want to work and you want to put a lot of effort into it. Fix number 2, another thing that I see all the time, right, is, and I see this in the gym every day. I mean, every time I go to the gym, I see somebody doing this, but I've also had clients that do this. Your tempo is shit, okay? Your tempo of movement, you're in there, you're like, okay, I got 4 sets of 8, whatever. I'm going to just, let's get it over as fast as possible. When you train a muscle like that, I find more and more often you're getting suboptimal results, okay? A lot of what I build into my programs, and actually what I built into Booty Blueprint as well, is tempo work, okay? So you are focused on controlling the tempo of movement for exercises that you're doing, the ranges, and getting full maximal benefit and tension on the muscle. And I'll tell you what, it makes a massive difference. There may be influencers and other people online that want to say that's not true. I will tell you as a coach who has produced results for thousands and thousands of women, that absolutely it is true 100%. When you do tempo work, you get better results. And it's, maybe it's because your form is better. Maybe it's because there's more time on that muscle. Maybe it's more of all of that coming together to blend and you actually just can activate and feel it and focus on it. But the truth of the matter is it happens, and it happens every single time. Your results will be better if you do tempo. And one of my favorite ones is like a 4-1 tempo or 3-3 tempo, which basically means, you're doing your first number is the count on the way down. So think of a squat. You count a 4-second descent on a squat. 1, 2, 3, 4. By the time you get to 4, you're at the bottom of the squat, and you stand up in that next number, which is 1 in that 4-1 analogy, and that's your 1 second there. So these things, if you do that every single rep, I guarantee you'd get more out of doing one exercise than a lot of you are getting out of doing, full freaking workouts, because your tempo is just so bad. You're not focused on that. You're just banging out reps. You're not really focused. Boom, boom, boom. You're not getting work done. And this is why a lot of women, again, they struggle. They have a hard time building glutes. They wonder why. They think they're doing everything perfect. Well, a lot of times your program design sucks. You don't have your right volume. You don't have tempo. Okay. And this is all part of Booty Blueprint. So again, check that out in the link. It's a special running right now. Next thing, you're focused on the wrong lifts. I see this all the time. A lot of women think you just go into the gym, you just do hip thrusts, right? That's big on social media. Everybody sees it. Oh, hip thrust, hip thrust, hip thrust. Yeah, great. Hip thrusts are good. They're part of any good glute building program, but they are never going to be the pinnacle, the only thing you can do. And I've seen, women do this with all different types of exercise too, where maybe it's not even hip thrusts, maybe it's squats, maybe it's kickbacks, or maybe it's the, adductor machine, whatever it is. It becomes this thing where you are so focused on it, you say, okay, that's the one, right? That's the one. I mean, I'm going to do that. That's got to be helping the glutes. And you forget that a really good glute program, it has, phases of every single thing. It has hinges, it has thrust, it has, isolation work. It has all these different level changes and other things that are going to produce the best result. You can't get good glutes with just one exercise. You're not going to get it with 2 or 3 either. I'll be honest. Okay. You got to have a nice variety of exercise. You got to be able to train efficiently. You got to be able to train consistently, and also program, follow along, get the right things. And then guess what? Change the stimulus, right? That's actually part of Booty Blueprint as well, where, it's phasic. So with fundamentals phase, we're focused on this. We want to work on this and that. And then we build upon that and we do this again. And there it is. And this is exactly what I do with all of my top level clients, right? When I'm coaching them one-on-one, I'm building it out. This, you got to do that. This, you got to do that. This, you got to do. Okay, great. Now we're going to go to this phase. We're going to do this now, right? These things make a massive difference, and it's a big problem. A lot of women just think you can go to the gym, hip thrust your soul away, and you're going to get glutes you want. No, you really won't. And on a lot of times, you can actually end up atrophying them, which means the opposite. Okay, again, you're going back to Pancakeville. Nobody wants to be there, so don't go there. Get your your lifts right, your programming right. It makes such a massive difference. And number 4, okay, fix number 4. You have 0 high intensity protocols. This is another thing, right? Like I see this all the time. I mean, most of the time when I see other people training at the gym, I'm like, okay, well, most people are just buried in their phone. They're just, talking to people. They're not really training. It's kind of comical in a lot of ways. But even those that do train pretty hard, right? Like they're focused and you can see their work and getting it done. A lot of times they're doing just very generic stuff, right? Okay, well, 3 sets of 10, 4 sets of this, 4 sets of... No, the body needs more than that, okay? High intensity protocols is what I call it. And I build it into all my client programs. I built it into Booty Blueprint as well. With this, basically what it means is things like supersets and drop sets and, triple drop sets and or pause reps or pauses at multiple times or tempos that change for everything, where it's a descent tempo and a pause tempo and then a stand, whatever it is, where we have just all these different protocols, all these different ways we want to organize it, mini circuits, stuff like this to really push the body out of the comfort zone. If your body's in the comfort zone when you train, you're getting no response. And that's the same with the glutes, all of that. A lot of women get very used to the exercise they do, the program they follow, the things they do, and the body does too. And it adapts and says, oh, we know what you're doing. We know what you've done here. We know that every Monday we come in here and we do this, and then every Wednesday we come in here, we do that. You can't have that. You got to have these high intensity protocols be in there to shock the system, to shock the body, the mind a lot of times too, awake and say, okay, yeah, oh shit, we're doing something new today. Now we really got to grow, right? And that's how, again, you bring these into play when they're programmed correctly. They make an absolute massive freaking difference for you. You do not want to miss out on that. So do not. Make sure you have those programmed in your system. The next thing, number 5, and this one is a little bit unrelated, but it's also not. Your waist strategy is missing, okay? Women, I have found, right, they always want glutes, but they also always want a very narrow waist. And the reason is because it gives you that hourglass shape. And this is obviously what I'm working on all the time with competitors. Every female division is focused on this. The men's divisions are too in a lot of ways, right? That hourglass type of narrow waist, V-tapered looking shape. But specifically for the women, it makes a massive difference in how your glutes are going to look, right? Because your glutes look bigger when your waist is smaller. That's the truth. And if your waist is bigger, your waist is wider, no matter how big your glutes are, you look a bit more up and down, more rectangular, not going to show that shape. So a lot of times, women might be training really, really hard, working the glutes, thinking they're doing it, maybe even making good progress, visibly and with measurements and everything else, but they're not addressing any type of a waist strategy. And therefore, it's not going to provide any good result. It's not going to, get you where you want to be. In other words, where you think, wow, that's a very dramatic look. I like that look. That's exactly what I was aiming for. And it's because you left the waist strategy out. Good waist strategy is not just waist training either. It's not just, oh, I got to do this and that, and that's it. No, it is vacuums. It is deep abdominal work. It is select exercises that you need to know and these things. And that's why Booty Blueprint, we're doing the special right now, one time only, where you can get the Corset Core. Okay, that's what we're calling it, where literally we teach you how to bring it in, how to draw that waistline in, how to do all that to the point where, you're getting that look without any of that stuff, without it. Super narrow, tiny waist, totally healthy core, midsection support, everything you need to support your health, your wellness, your longevity, your back, all that good stuff, but also the aesthetics you want so that all your glute work doesn't go to waste. And it really showcases really, a lot better. And again, we're doing this one time. This is it. We're doing Corset Core the next 3 days, and that's really all we're doing. So check that out. Hit that link below. And, if you want the perfect program program built by me, same principles that I use for all of my athletes, all my clients, all my success stories, all my transformations, right? That is what Booty Blueprint is. And it's right now this weekend, Booty Blueprint plus Corset Core, one-time special. We're not even going to put this out beyond that. And you can get in here, get it now. It's a totally awesome program. A lot of people are loving it. And, you know, we want to give it a special to all of you out here, all the viewers, bodybuilding community. Keep in mind, this is not specific to just people that would compete or want to or anything like that. Any women out here, any of you watching that, you know, you want to build your glutes, you want to have better glute shape, you want to have a better waist, you want everything. This is a fully encompassed program that covers all those bases. It's everything that you need to be successful. And again, it's a one-time chance. Don't miss out. Go hit that link. If you haven't looked at it yet, you're absolutely crazy if I'm still talking, you haven't checked this out, because it is instant access, by the way, instant freaking access. You click the button, you're in the program. You can start it tomorrow. You can start it today if you go get it right now. So jump in there, and don't miss out on that. And at the very least, if you don't, whatever, just make sure you apply my fixes, okay? And I promise you better gains, better progress, better across the board. Everything that you would want is going to come through with your glute training, your glute development, your shape, your size, your muscle, your strength. Everything will be better if you follow those 5 principles. But again, if you want the shortcut, just hit Booty Blueprint. Very simple. Comes with Corset Core, and that is a special we're running today only. All right, so check it out. Thanks for watching. Coach Ryan is out.